So here's my picture opened up in Photoshop Creative Cloud. I just popped it into Camera Raw. The image was quite warm, so I wanted to cool it down. I cooled it down slightly, which was perfect. As you can see, it's all it needed. The lighting was beautiful. I wanted the lighting bouncing off the side of her face because I wanted to, later on you'll see, light up the jar and make that look like it was reflecting on her face. So I use the facial features from Dewdrops Photography. These are really, it's just a quick one you can pop on. You can do eyelashes, lips and blush, which is pretty much all I used for this. I think you can buy that from the Greater Than Gatsby. I think you can purchase the Dewdrops presets or actions. Anyway, flatter than that. So just to sort of give her a little bit of makeup, really. I did go to use the skin softener because it's actually it's one that she uses for babies actually, and this softens the skin. I did it, but the skin was a little bit blotchy still. You can see the sort of red blotchiness on there. So in a minute, I try to sort of delete some of it, but actually it just looks a bit blotchy. So I go back to another one that I remember I have, and that is by Totally Rad. It's de-blotch. So the de-blotch one is brilliant for newborns because you can get some sort of reddy blotchy skin, and it's just, you can see it working really well. You'll see in a minute. So look, it just blends it all in perfectly. Absolutely lovely. I usually pop it down to about 70% so you can get the detail of the skin through. So that's all I did. Really, really quick and simple. Just sorted her out a little bit. Adding 2 layers. Take off the bottom layer. Go to the top layer. You want to grab your selection tool. Select the whole of Remy. This is where I'm going to show you how to add different backdrops and stuff in. So just selecting around the hair, around the mouth and face. So you have 3 layers open, but you always remove the bottom one and start with the top one, okay? Once you've selected all your layer, which you can see is just taking me a little while because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. But once I get there, you then want to hold the select, and you want to hold down the shift key. I'm still selecting this, aren't I? Sorry, this took a little while. Almost there. I think Remy called me off at this moment and I had to go and get something for her. Yeah, I've gone off into the kitchen, guys. I had to go and get Remy a snack. So I'll be back. I'm back. So select and modify. You hold down the shift key when you select that. This will bring you to this room, this page, where you can go around. It's the fine lines. So you can just go around and select all of that. That will just make it look more realistic and no blunt edges when you come to putting your backdrop in. So just slowly go around the whole, all the outside edges so you get no rough edges. Blends it in beautifully. It's amazing. So, Freddie. Sorry, just telling my son to be quiet so I can continue to show you. So once you've gone around the whole place, click OK, come out of there, and then you want to click that, which gives it a layer. I did super fast click that, didn't I? It's the kind of little square with a circle in the middle. You just click that on it. Then you go to the bottom layer. I'm struggling here. It wouldn't select the right one. But you go to the middle one, and then you want to add layer mask, which will bring the little lines back around her. Then you want to expand it by 30. This just makes it slightly bigger. And now I'm filling it in with Content Aware. This takes a little while. It always does. So you can see I'm clicked onto the middle layer for this one. But once you've done the Content Aware, you can click the little square in the top left. I think it's the second one down, and just get rid of the. There you go. It just gets rid of the selection tool. Just showing you that now it's just a Remy on her own. then this, I was just making the picture a bit bigger because I knew that I wanted to make it a square for Instagram, and I also wanted a bit of negative space. I previously got this one out because I thought, oh, it saves me going into all my files, but it wasn't the right one, and it took me a little while to realise that. But after a little while I thought, this isn't the right one. This isn't the one I want. So then I had to go and find the one I want. I've got so many like skies and things that I've purchased. You can buy these from so many different places. Honestly, I've built these up over so many years. I can't tell you 100% where I got all of these from, but they are all purchased, and it's taken a long time to build up over years. This is the one I wanted anyway. As you can see, the line's a bit white on the outside there, which makes it a little bit fake. Look a bit fake. So it takes me a little while because even, I'm still, I'm self-taught here. This is, I did it wrong. Did that and I said, that doesn't look right. So just undo that, undo that, undo that, undo that. Another one, Claire. There you go. And it takes me just a minute to realise that I need to erase it, but go on to the picture of her at the top. So you can see it's still, I'm not perfect at this, guys. It takes me time. I'm constantly sort of going back and forth, trying new things. But I eventually work it out. I am self-taught, like I said, on Photoshop, self-taught photography. So, take your time, guys. Watch videos, stop and pause them. You can work it out. But I just remove all this sort of white edging on that side because it doesn't look realistic with the dark backdrop that I've got. There's a few sort of blobby bits there. I just wanted to make sure that looks perfect. I'm doing this video, guys, and I've got all 3 children here, so there may be interruptions, but that's mummyhood, right? I did this picture as well because we're hoping to go to Disneyland Paris. It would be amazing. Just wanted to sort of do something to do with Disney, really. Going back into Camera Raw, realise I select the wrong thing, so I do go back out because I'm daft and click on the actual backdrop that I want, and then go back into Camera Raw because I wanted to make it a little bit warmer and a little bit darker. I wanted to remove some of the reds. As you can see, I'm just sort of playing around with the levels. Saturation is really good. So it's my little lady having a little moan, aren't you, darling? Just coming for a little cuddle. So I just wanted to make it a bit darker and a bit warmer, and that, to me, that was perfect. That was exactly what I was aiming to get. I do now faff for so long. So that's the main sort of bits that you kind of get your picture in the first place. But I do a lot of faffing. I think before I do the faffing, it takes me a little while to get it takes ages to load up. Look, I go back on that one and it works. But these are sunlights, layers that I've got. Again, I can't tell you where I got them from. I've had them probably 8 years. But you can get these from all different photography places. But what you do is I put it in screen. If it's something that's got black in the background, you put it on screen and it just shows the lights. Perfect. So I just had my bit of extra light, and then I wanted to add a little bit of sparkle as well, just to make it extra magical. So I know somewhere in here I've got glitter something. I then realised blowing glitter would probably look like a better effect. So here I find the blowing glitter, and first one, I think I use this quite a bit, so I knew it was a good one to try. But I liked the magical look of that. So I'm a flatterer. I flatter images all the way through, and I know it's probably not the right thing to do, but I'm just showing you for free as self-taught because it's how I work, and everybody's asked me a million times to show them what I've done. So this is me showing you what I do. So it might not be perfect. It's the first time I've ever done this. But as you can see, I have thousands and thousands and thousands of actions. I'll try and tell you the ones that I am using. I decided to add some more sparkles because I felt the sparkles weren't quite enough. So I thought a little bit of extra sparkle there would just make it extra pretty. Sorry, my little girl's got a sticker and she's fiddling it, which She's making that crackling sound, so I am sorry. It's a habit she loves to do. She's having a cuddle on my lap currently. I was just erasing some of the edges because I could see a bit of like cloudiness from the layer that I put on. But I flattened that, and then yeah, I was quite happy with that. There's just a few more where I didn't erase it before, but using this tool's great. You can just sort of blend it around. It's amazing. So then I want to sort of, I always like to use quite a browny dark tones in my Instagram. So I've got these actions, which I think are from Florabella. I think they're from Florabella. They're either from Florabella or they're from Gatsby.
Mom,
Yeah.
can you watch Rapunzel?
Yeah. Sorry about that. We've got to watch Rapunzel. But let me just tell I've just got to tell everybody what I'm doing, okay? So let's just tell everybody and then we'll watch Rapunzel. So it's just me putting the action on, and as you can see, I put the opacity down quite a bit, but it just gives that browny warm tone, which I quite like. It just sort of tends to be my style on my grid, so I stick to that. I'm just going to add a bit of texture. Just want a nice brown texture. Decide that's a bit orangey.
That's my
So change my mind about that. So I decided to go for this one. It's not as orange, not as warm. But then I did think that actually I needed to make it a bit darker because it was just going to make the picture too light, and I was trying to stick to that, keeping it dark. So there we go. I just made it a little bit darker. I've got it. Thank you. Just made it a little bit darker, and then I usually put that in soft light, and then just opacity. Just pop that down quite a bit. Just sort of blends the whole picture in. I don't know why it works. I don't even know what I'm doing really, but I feel it works. A few textures and a few extra sort of actions. It really blends the whole picture into the same colour, which makes it look sort of a bit more realistic. Vignette. This is again, this one is the Dewdrops one, which I've mentioned quite a few times. So I've added that onto there. I go back and add a vignette later on as well, but that's just from a different, I think that's from Florabella. But I think most actions have vignettes in there that we can just quickly add these actions onto it. If you wanted to really overcomplicate it, you can do an extra layer, exposure down massively on your picture, and then you can sort of erase the bit you don't want to be darkened, and you know. But this is just quick. This is how I like to work, and it works for me. So I'm just going through some other actions. These ones again I think are from either Florabella actions. There's so many different ones. There's just thousands, guys. I use all of these different actions for all different photos and all different things. So you can't just pick the same actions for a certain picture because they just won't work. I do go back onto Erin Tolls and I add blot. It did make the picture a little bit bluey for me, but the blot I really like. It just makes this, it just gives it a bit of depth. I don't know, it does something to it, and a bit of warmth in the skin. I just love the look of it. I use it on all my newborns, but I tone it down. It gives it a bit of a glow, but I tone it down a little bit, and then I think I go into Camera Raw and just try and remove that sort of bluey colour. So I'm back into Camera Raw, and I just sort of add a bit of warmth. I didn't want it to be too cold, you see. I think I realised that I actually needed to go saturations and red and just tone that down. It got rid of that sort of bluey colour. And then I made it darker, I think, in the end. I think I made the blacks down a little bit. And then Camera Raw again. And I don't know what I'm faffing with. I think I popped the blacks down and to warm up a little bit again. But this is a lot of faffing and little bits that I do now right up to the end. I end up trying different, I think I'll do about 4 or 5 different pictures. These are all the different, different things I like, just sharpening it. I just need to convert the image because it's come straight from my Lightroom as a raw image, which I haven't worked out how to change yet, but this works for me. So after I've got the texture on it that makes it nice and sharp, I convert it to profile. You can see nice and sharp. Convert to profile, there you go. You can see it kind of going greyish and then it flattens.